and welcome to Mufc Realist TV. I'm a member of this channel, but you should subscribe or in this show, hey, we're gonna look a cow in the ass. Let's go.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
And good afternoon, people. We are live. We are back. It's M&M in the studio. We're not talking about the candy. We're talking about Mick and Mark. How you doing, mate? Mark?
I'm good. And, it's a good day, I mean, it's one of those days where the news makes you happy, but it's not really good news in the sense that you should, but it's good news for United fans in a way.
We know what we're talking about. News comes thick and fast. And today's blockbuster is Jurgen Klopp. Everyone has been talking about the uppercut. Jurgen is going to leave Liverpool. And, wish him all the best. However, as a rival, I can see a lot of salty tears from, Liverpool tears. But at the end of the day, we just go like, a new era will begin. And yeah, but honest to God, he's been amazing for Liverpool. I mean, from a footballing perspective, he has, right? So it's a big loss for them, but kind of a little bit of a big win for whoever is going to take on the Premier League now. We're going to talk about this in tonight's podcast as well, because with the City 150 charges, will Pep Guardiola stay? Will he leave? And that opens up a can of worms for Premier League. Like, who's going to dominate next? Will it be Ten Hag if he's still there? Will it be a Wenger? Will it be a De Zerbi, Arteta? Will it be who else? Can it be?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you
Good
gotta ask
evening,
questions.
Mr.
And
Good evening, maybe.
must be, you never know. The lovable Mr. Ange, you never
Ange
know.
as well. You never know.
You know.
Anyway, as Ten Hag said, all eras comes to an end, and that's tonight's show. But not that we're going to talk about this, but I think that in this press conference, I think a lot of journalists going to ask a comment from Ten Hag, what his thoughts is about the news about his colleague Jurgen Klopp, or But anyway, we're going to cover this live, and the manager's press conference starts in about 15 minutes. So per tradition, we do this on this channel is we broadcast it live. We will then sort of apply our comments, and reaction to the press conference. Mark, what's on your mind?
The only thing, before I get into that, really, Mick, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Royden Force today. It's his 41st birthday, guys. He's a big member in the chat, always here, every show, always with the comments. Happy birthday to you from Mick and Mark and the MUFC Realist TV family. I'm pretty sure Jarvis and the guys will come in and say happy birthdays to you later.
Royden,
have a
happy
good day,
41.
bro, and make sure you have a safe one.
Wait. Royden, let me know. Do you feel like 21 for the 21st time? Like, if you add that on, it's 21 plus 21 is like, no, that's actually 42. Yeah. Sorry about that, man. But happy birthday to you, Matt Royden. Wonderful. Welcome to the 40 club. Yeah. Who else do we have in the VR room, guys? Sorry about this. Listen, I have a confession to make, and I will pin this on Mark actually yesterday, right? You know how busy I am, and he's like, "Make it's the manager's press conference." Okay, I set it up. So I set up the manager's press conference, and people were waiting like 80, 60 minutes. They're waiting for us to go live. And I realized, just about go live, and I realized, Mark, it is for tomorrow. So here we are, 24 hours later. So I do apologize for that yesterday for you guys that were waiting for it. Otherwise, we will have a press conference with nothing to report on.
You know how it is, man. Like, we could have probably spin it into a show and have some jokes and talk with the fans. It would have been lunchtime, prime time during the lunch hour anyway. You know what I mean? I thought it would have been interesting either way. But I really did thought I told you it was Friday. My bad on that. You know what it is. Big up to Cred Wolby. Good day to you, man.
Good day. We have Milos Mitic in this house. We have Craig Warby. Kenneth Hogarth is here as well. Jeff Steele, Mark, and M&M's in the house. 100% sure Nino is in the house as well. What are you saying? Which Eric Ten Hag movement shit themselves now? Eric Ten Hag as an attractive option in Liverpool.
As well as City. And, a good friend of mine who lives not too far from the City ground was telling me that, he works in executive business, and he's like, he's met a few people, and he's a City fan. He goes to City games and stuff and like that. And it's like, when people mentioned Eric Ten Hag 2 years ago, he was thinking it was more one of the suggestions of Omar Barada that was influential to that. I don't know how true it is, but that's what he was telling me. So he was happy that we got him. He was like, bro, finally, or they might be coming back,
Yeah. United 90s here saying Klopp is gone. Pep next 150 charges. Like, guys, stick around for that's going to be a blockbuster for tonight, 8 p.m. UK time. 100% stick around because it's going to be me and Jarvis, and potentially Mark will come in. It's going to be a little bit of a fan forum crisis meeting because Ten Hag was right when he said a new era, all eras comes to an end. So stick around for that one. Ashid is here as well. Good afternoon to you, Ashid. Good afternoon. How are you doing? What else do we have here if we read the chat?
Compo Smith is saying Liverpool will end up with Xabi Alonso.
Yep.
I'll pray for Southgate though.
Southgate.
Yo, Compos.
Come on, Southgate. Now, I mean, I've been saying this for weeks. Xabi Alonso is the next deal, right? Xabi Alonso, really like him, right? Anyway, VAT plus VAT.
21 plus VAT.
Happy birthday. Put some VAT tax on. Anyway, Moha 95 is here as well. HBD. I don't know what HBD is, but anyway.
Happy birthday. Everybody's wishing happy birthday to, Burden for us in the chat.
Yeah, it does. So anyway, guys, we're here to talk about FA Cup, the fourth fixture. We are playing away, and do you think we're going to line up strong? Mark, what do you reckon?
I mean, at this point, I'm just hoping to see a consistent lineup. You know what I mean? Lining up strong for me is when the team is performing well, and we know like each player who comes on is giving their best, and there's a player on the bench who we know has been performing every time he's been called on, and he could come off the bench. So it's a bit different.
It's a bit different. I mean, I do expect to see the likes of Casemiro getting game time. I do expect to hear about, will Martinez play? I think that Luke Shaw might play as well. You don't know. I think he's back as well. So it's basically giving those injured players that's coming back a little bit more game time. Apparently, we played a closed door game against Burnley and lost 3-2 something, but it was kind of closed door indoors, right?
Yeah. And apparently Anthony scored and assisted the second goal that we got. I think it was 3-2 at the end.
Yeah. Did he do a pirouette? Like, did he spin? Like,
I don't know if he did a pirouette, but whatever he did, it ended up at the back of the net. So I think that's more important, And I think it's not a barometer to say, well, okay, the team is not doing well. I think we played a lot of different players on the field. They weren't most of the normal fixture guys. Like, I think some of them were off on vacation, as reported. So it wasn't the strongest team that played Burnley. I think it was a team comprised mostly of the players who and coming back from injury.
Yeah, RJ's coming back here like slow sports news again, and Klopp leaving. We know that kind of been the talk of the town since we opened. Welsh Goal 68 is here as well to say, hope we put a strong team on Sunday, and I believe so. I forgot to tell you, Mark, before we opened the stream because it's been so busy. I said, Mark, can you compose your starting 11? But I didn't have the time, so I want to hear your starting 11. If we can sort of display it online, like if you have the lineup builder, you can do your starting 11. And we can talk about your reason behind it, or we can do it together because we're not going to do a match preview regarding this. So I thought, after we finish with the manager's press conference, we can all get together for a short preview, the lineup, the score prediction, and all that stuff. But of course, we're here to understand what questions will be asked against Ten Hag. Of course, will there be any January signings? We heard Laurie Whitwell was talking about it. I did a morning podcast regarding the budgets that say we don't have any money, not even for a loan. But this is Manchester United talking about there is always a drama at the very end of the transfer window. So what do we expect? So I don't know. What do you think we're going to get anyone? I've been banging the drum on Benjamin Sesko. I think that on the short term, if you're smart enough, you will go in for a Benjamin. Benz, if you want to reach top 4. But we are stint, apparently. We don't have any money to pay anyone, right?
True, and it's one of those things where you have to wonder what's happening with the squad at the moment. And at the same time, like I would love to see us get a striker in, be it Benjamin Sesko or Karim Benzema, because either one of those targets would perfectly suit our situation.
Yeah.
We're in a situation where we just need some cover for the next few months while we assess what we're going to do in the summer. Because right now the squad has been calling for the last 5-6 years of an overhaul, and it's just not getting there. Just little additions that just keep getting infected by the virus of that's plaguing the squad, which with unprofessionalism or that lack of effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Just want to ask you a quick question. Don't elaborate too much. Do you think we need a secondary striker or not?
I mean, I would say there's Charlie McNeil. Get him in the squad. Marshall's
Okay.
out. Get him in. Let him back Hoyland. We can
Oh.
develop him. If he doesn't work, we could always, you know what I mean? It
Okay.
raises his value.
Okay. I would say that we, barring the Christian Eriksen will be leaving in the summer, we need a number 8. We need a solid number 8, somebody that dictate the tempo, that can spray the balls, distribute the balls, and that's what we need because that's what we're lacking. And if you look at Kobe Mainoo is there, to play in the number 6 pivot, 6 role. You have still Casemiro. Who knows if Casemiro is going to be there in the summer? But we need that number 8, the solid number 8. That register. And for me, that number 8 would be, oh God, if you really are serious about homegrown talent, knock on Real Madrid's door. Put the cash on for Jude Bellingham, 100%. Bring him home.
I mean,
What do you reckon?
This is just me, right? I reckon I really like Dango Jr.
Okay, Dango.
Davis talk about Isak Hansen Oran. I will rival him with Dango Jr. I've seen so much of Dango Jr. and when he plays next to Kobe, it's like they're in sync. Like the band, same note.
No.
So this is what I would hope for, in my
Bro,
honest
I'm just teasing you. Bro, I'm just teasing you. We ain't never gonna go to Bellingham. He will never leave anyway. And if we do, we're probably gonna fork up 150. Ooh, big time. Hey.
500K.
Yeah. People, Jeff Steele is in the house all the way from Adelaide. And sorry, Jeffy, if we made you wait yesterday. He was one of them that was waiting 80 minutes in the comments. If you go in the comment section waiting, but we kind of tricked you because actually Mark tricked me and I got tricked and I did apologize anyway. So now we're here 24 hours later. So big up to you, Jeffy, as well. Will Ten Hag play the youth for a full strength team? I don't think so. I think he will actually go in strong on Sunday. I think he wants to win FA Cup at all means because our path to finals looks pretty good, I would say.
I also would like what Justil is saying to be a possibility and stuff right now. But if I look at the reality of the team, if the team could go out there and score 2-3 goals in the first half to 0, then maybe we could see 5-6 youth players come into the team and finish the second half.
Yeah, Jeffy's staying absolutely no signings, son. He doesn't believe at all. Denny B is in the house. Big up. Good morning from you or wherever you are from Beantown. Does it say Beantown?
Yeah,
Beantown. I can't read this. It's too far away. But where is Beantown? Where's
Not
Beantown?
sure.
Not sure either. Danny, where's Beantown? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, the manager's press conference is about to start as well. As per usual, we are going to cover this live. We're going to apply our comments, reactions to it. And yabadabadoo, watch it. It's starting almost now. Let me see. Let me bring this to the stage. Yay.
Oh, Boston.
Oh, big up Boston where Poppy's from as well. Cool. It's still kicking off, guys. It's still loading. There's commercials. We don't want commercials. And what we're waiting for is the press conference. Get your comments in, get your questions in, and here we go. Let's go. Right. Here we go. It's showtime.
Hello and welcome to the manager's press.
Can everyone hear it?
Of the 4th round of the FA Cup and a first ever meeting.
Give us a sound check, people. Can we hear it?
Has to say.
Welcome everybody to our press conference for our FA Cup game against Newport County on Sunday.
Here we go.
First section embargoed until 1:30 p.m. With Simon Beach.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
First of all,
Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp announced today that he'll be leaving at the end of the season. Just your reaction to that?
What I said.
It's no good for the Premier League.
No
So
good.
he has made an era there. He built the club. He brought the club back, I think, where they belong. So congratulations on that. He have done an amazing job in Liverpool.
Looking ahead to the game this weekend, players coming back. We've spoken about injuries for a long time. And what's your decision going to be on goalkeeper? Because a lot of people are excited to see Altay Bayandir.
Yeah, he will be in the goal.
Altay will start.
What can we expect from him, and who are
Oh,
what players are back?
well, I think it's clear what we can expect from him. He is he wait for his chances, but he is experienced. He played in a big club in Turkey under big pressure, and so he knows how to deal with it. So we were all very convinced when we brought him into this club. That is not a decision from one man. So yeah, we're looking forward to Sunday. Altay, very motivated, of course, and he can't wait. He couldn't wait for this moment, and now this is his moment.
Did you have any kind of thought about not picking him? This is a very specific game in a small ground with an intense atmosphere. For someone to make his debut in that, it could be quite difficult.
Yeah. Do you ever have been in Fenerbahce?
I have. It's a bit bigger than Newport, I remember.
Oh, definitely. But what I want to say is pressure. So also Turkey, that is big pressure always. Also for the national team. So he knows how to deal with it.
And what about you? And it's different for you as Man United manager. Most of your cup games were in Old Trafford last season. How will you feel going into a game like that? Is it something that kind of, I don't know, you thrive on the intensity?
Also in the Netherlands, we have also cup, and we also play against lower class teams.
Do you think it'll be the same, basically?
I know always when you go as a big club to a low class team, how it will be and how you have to approach that. And definitely us, we are definitely not in a position to underestimate any opponent. So we will not do.
With Anthony Marshall out until April now, is there any chance that you would look or push to try and get a new striker in? Because it does look like you're quite.
I predicted this question.
Or are you going to go with the players that you've got?
I looked, but there's no space, no space on FFP to do something about this lack of quantity in the striker position. And of course, we have Rashford, who can play as a striker.
Rashford.
I think also we have some other alternatives, creative. But yeah, it's clear when now Anthony is out for a couple of weeks, months. It's a gap in our squad. Clear.
Well, no, I was going to say now you've gone out of Europe, and obviously the title is too far for you probably. The FA Cup for you now, I mean, it's always an important competition, but does it assume even greater importance because it represents realistically the last chance of a trophy this season?
It's the truth. But the league, of course, qualification for Champions League, and the FA Cup, as you say, is so probably it is fact the last opportunity on the trophy. So yeah, I would go for it.
Jurgen Klopp said he basically, after 9 years, just sort of run out of energy. Can you understand that? I mean, yourself being in a similar or high-profile job.
I can understand that, that 9 years is a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a period by building up, achieving targets, but also I think with setbacks and going into difficult periods. The Premier League is very intense, and that in combination with European Cup football, and when 9 years, it's a long period. So I can understand that he is running out of energy. That is one of his arguments to step down.
Yeah, burned out.
The appointment of Omar Barada has been confirmed by Manchester United. I just wondered what you've made of the first few weeks of the Ineos era here, and how much energy that maybe provided the atmosphere around the place.
It give spirit in this whole club. Everyone noticed that this club is going into a period of changes. Because we want to achieve high targets, so standards has to change, and we started with this 1.5 years ago. But I'm sure Ineos, and I think Ineos and me, we are very aligned in this, that we understand we have to change, and we started that process last season with the dressing room, but also many departments. So I'm very happy that I get support. That also other departments has to raise the standards, has to collaborate more, and Ineos can have a big impact on that.
And you can see the full press conference from.
Yeah, guys, was not much about FA Cup, but very good, interesting questions and answers revealed. Predominantly, I thought it was a Jurgen Klopp press conference as predicted. There was a lot of things asked by Jurgen. Yeah, and another thing was, of course, Anthony Martial. You can read between the lines that Anthony Martial sabotaged any chances for us to get a loan deal or a striker deal whatsoever. For that, you can be pissed off as a fan, because obviously, we covered this the other day. Like, Ben Jacobs called it out as well. His agent was saying abductors, which is hip, and then the club comes out and say groin surgery. So he just played himself out, and he screwed the fans. He screwed Ten Hag over, because the club was really, really dependent on him going out in January so we can actually bring something out. So we ain't gonna even be able to use Anthony Martial for the remaining of the season. By the looks of it, for me, looks like Anthony Martial has actually played his last game at United and stunk up the place, meaning that we cannot even bring in anyone in the January window. Was that how you read it as well, Marco?
I read it as it's like, for me, it's like almost a slap in the face, you know what I mean? Because I could understand you're making a lot of money at United, but if you're being fair and you love the United fans and you wanted to always give your best, and this is the last 6 months and you're going to do the surgery, you're going to be out when we need someone, then you could have easily just hop on a plane, make a contract with Fenerbahce, leave, let's get a loan or whatever deal it was. Because a lot of people would defend Martial, but this to me is like, it's like this pre-planned. Like, he just planned this. Like, bro, I go and take a surgery because I am employed by the club. I have this option, and the club can't do anything about it, and they just have to deal with it.
No, but basically he said I looked, and he almost said I looked the cow in the ass, the typical Dutch expression. But you can read between his body language, disappointment. You can see his eyes, and he's like, really look. But it all came down to Martial again. Like he said, we were counting on him to play, but we will try to find some other creative solutions. And then kind of desperately throwing that Rashi can play as a striker. No, Rashi cannot play as a striker. Everyone knows it. But Amad Diallo strikes me as somebody that can play a false number 9 as well. So he has to use his creativity. That was kind of the two big punches that I kind of discovered in this press conference interview. Nothing much about playing the strongest team, who's available, who's not available. Nothing about injuries at the end of the day. But there was a big question to ask about Omar Barada and what to expect. And he said something very interesting, that finally I get some support. And this is the key moment. This is what I've been saying. You can point fingers at the manager, but you can sort of understand what kind of scrutiny he's been under the past year since he joined. If I would join that ship and I come in and say, what the hell is here? Like, there's no structure. I have a sporting director or director of football that don't understand shit about football. I order a supersized Big Mac meal. He delivers me a Happy Meal with a toy. You know what I mean? And it's been a shambles. So you can understand what he's saying, that finally I get some structure and support, right? So this is the key. Like, that means that manager can play the way he wants. He can only plan for football, taking care about the football team, develop the style of play. And Mark, do you think that just this season he's been dealt with all the shit that's gone around, other than it's part of his job description?
You know what this is for me? He was dealt a hand. You know, one of those hands where you play poker and you just get one of those hands and you just have to bluff your way out. And then in the last minute, you know, you get the opportunity to change a card. And then they draw an ace out of nowhere. You know, this is an ace out of nowhere. And having Barada to come in, you could see the relief in Ten Hag visibly. You know what I mean? When he spoke about it, you could see the relief on his face, the relaxedness. He finally get the support. He finally getting someone to align with his ideology. And he always talking about Ineos and how they have a belief in the project that they started a year ago and they're going forward with this and we know what we are about to do and how we have to do it. This, for me, is more important than us getting our next another player.
Yeah,
this for me is more, right now, because we needed this for years. We needed this for over a decade. And we finally get it. And for me, this kind of means Ten Hag kind of staying for another season.
So why does it mean that? Why does it mean so much for you? I mean, I kind of echo what you're saying, because it's more important that we finally get a football instruction in place. I can go back into the tape when I said that, you know, a lot of Ten Hag outers would probably hate my guts by saying so, but yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there as a manager and talking football, you're talking to somebody that don't understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You know,
and
that's pretty much the way it is. And but if you say that, like, okay, finally you get Omar Barada in, amazing, one of the best appointments you can get. You saw even Pep was talking highly about it yesterday. You know, rivals are scared, they're rattling, everyone's talking so much good about this, but the proof will be in the pudding as yet. I'm cynical as of yet, because the thing is, it's not really approved as of yet, right? The Ineos is not been, and by the way, it's not Ineos, it's Trawlers Limited. Trawler Limit. So it's not really Ineos. I don't understand why they're talking about Ineos. Ineos hasn't really stepped in. It's Trawler, which is pretty much Sir Jim Ratcliffe's own personal fund, isn't it? Like, you know, his own hedge fund, right? So let keeps that fact straight. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, I said it weeks ago. I can sacrifice this season for a right rebuild, and in order to do so, you got to start from the top, right? Give the manager what he needs, the backing, like, you know, and what has been said by, he's expected to be approved by the 2nd of February, right? And only then they will kind of go and headhunt or reveal who will be the technical director and sporting director, and that is a proper structure, right? And then recruit according to your sporting vision, not around what the manager wants, right? So you always have an ethos, and then if Ten Hag leaves, they know exactly what kind of manager they can put into managing the ethos and the style of play, right?
100%. And I mean, I know, you know what, guys, and I'll be cynical and make this statement, which I hope to God do happen, but for all the Ten Hag outers, if Ten Hag was to get sacked and then become the manager of Liverpool, and Liverpool start smashing up the league, I would laugh at everyone that was Ten Hag out, because, bro, you have to understand that all the clubs that we're trying to compete with, they actually have a footballing structure ahead of them. Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Tottenham.
We don't. Yeah, we said that so many times in our podcast, that we are far so behind that everyone has surpassed us. Like, you know, even Brighton, all the mid-table clubs, even the lower leagues, they have a footballing structure in place. So we are so far behind that we have so much ground to catch up, right? So I'm excited about that. And the next thing is, we'll see what's happening in the summer, you know. But leading back to the interview questions, he wants signings, but he knows he's not going to get it. So I think we're going to sign one player only, and his name is Jack. Jack Shit, yeah. He's a good player. He's a good striker, Jack Shit.
Anyway, you know what I mean? But you know what? I'm excited to see what Altair Bayandir has to offer. You know, I think him being Ten Hag saying, you know what, you're going to see Altair, and the way he spoke about it. I think this is why, you know, a lot of people think he's terrible. That's why we haven't seen him. But I think it's one of the reasons we haven't seen him, because he's actually very good. And people might say I'm wrong when I say that, but you have to understand, we just signed Onana. It's his first 6 months. Imagine you bench him and the goalkeeper that we signed is actually competing with him. Now, let's say he becomes the number one. We have a problem on our hands with Onana. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Because he's a big attitude, a big personality.
yeah, we don't know. But one thing is confirmed, Mark. One thing is confirmed that Eric Ten Hag said, Altar Bayandir will play. He will be in goal. So that's confirmed. That we know 100% that Altar Bayandir will play. And what the question is, this is what I loved as well. What sort of game is to bring him for a debut? Like, it was Simon Stone again trying to poke a little bit the bear in the ass a little bit to provoke a fight. But I love the answer, what he said. Have you watched Fenerbahce? Everyone that knows Fenerbahce, that knows that's a pressure club. The fans don't take any prisoners. Big club in Turkey and atmosphere there as well. Yeah, welcome to hell. We all remember that one.
Exactly. I mean, to say, a lot of people would say, it's like a tough game. And yeah, but it's a different ground, a small ground, a different location. But at the end of the day, these guys are professionals. And when they have to have gone through these experiences, they probably all once played for a small club at some point,
Yeah.
Very few players always started at a top club and never played for a small club.
Yeah, it looks like a manager that knows his job is kind of safe at the moment. He had a little bit of swagger there because there was a question coming in there. How do you play against teams in small ground? And he said, well, we also have cups in Holland. Like, moo.
Yeah,
I
what
love
I
that
mean?
answer. But it's basically what he said there. Be careful. We always have to be like, not complacent. We always have to give our best. And we fans can agree. We've seen this before. I mean, we would come for lesser teams. We take a foot off the pedal. We are a little bit nonchalant, cocky, and we go there and get beaten or get a draw. So I don't want to see this happening. I hope we learned a lesson. And the cane and the stick needs to be out there from now. It's all performance management. It's all about winning every single game. Play it as you mean it, Mark.
100%. That's all you want to see from these players at the end of the day. It's not like we're not going to support them, because I'm pretty sure everyone in here is going to support and revel in when the players do well, and we want them to do well, but we also want them to perform well. You know what I mean? It's like we keep seeing the same performances that don't give us that confidence. You know what I mean? And then what is the first reaction? Let's blame it on the manager. You know what I mean? So at some point we have to look at all the holistic approach, not just the manager, but the players, the structure around, and having the structure starting to sort itself out is pretty good. I think starting with a CEO is the best choice, because now he can build a team that he wants to work with. You know what I mean? So
I mean, the future is bright, but depending on if everything's going to be ratified and approved. And either way, they appointed Berardi anyway. Even if this is not going to be approved, Berardi's still going to be the CEO no matter what. Like, that's what people are not mentioning, which is absolutely true. He signed an employment contract. So either if it's going to be Ineos approved or not, we still have a Berardi as a CEO.
100%.
True? 100%.
Yeah,
and what about your being out of the cups? What is your objectives now? I believe he said we have to fight for the Champions League and potentially win the FA Cup at the end of the day. I mean, that must be the objective, right? You've been dealt the hand. They said due to FFP, we tried, we looked, but it is so strained. So I have to play with what I have. So basically what we are trying to say now, okay, Eric, show us that you are the man. Show us what creativity, show us your tactics, your in-game management, because it is now or never, right? You got to make top 4, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't think he have to make top 4. I think he has to get into Europe next season. You know what I mean? I think top 4 is still mathematically possible, and I think this news about Klopp is going to affect not just Liverpool, but a lot of teams facing against Liverpool, a lot of players. So I think the top 4 is still not set in stone yet. Maybe after the next 5-10 games, then we can guarantee who's in top 4 and argue who's not going to be in top 4. But for right now, I think top 5 and probably getting to the final of the FA Cup, at least getting there, because we were there last season.
Yeah.
I think if he could get there, yeah, and I think if we could get there, and let's just say we happen to have a good run of form for like win 10 games and we're in a shout for top 4, I think we could be in good savings.
Big up, everyone. We're going to take a small little break and a tutorial how to hit the like button, and we will come back and we will talk about the team news regarding Sunday.
So it's come to our attention that about 90% of you on YouTube have not yet learned how to smash the like button. What? So today, we're going to learn. No! God, are you ready? Please, no! No! All right. No! And that is how you smash the like button. Hit the like button. What did I say? Hit the like button. Exactly. Don't forget it.
Nice. Hit the like button. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe if you haven't. And anyway, Mark, big up. Let's finish off this press conference and talk about the game a little bit. What is the VR room saying at the moment, Mark? Have you picked up any interesting comments before we continue?
Chanino is saying it seems like Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos had opinions from outside about Eric Ten Hag until they came in and found out he's doing so much behind the scenes and also the DOF job, and they realized they were damn lucky.
Yeah. I mean, you must have come in and said, like, you walk into Carrington and it's like, who the hell threw in the hand grenade here? Like, boom. It's absolutely messy. I can understand, right? What's Admiral Drek saying?
Barada might not be banned and might go on to be the best thing for MUFC, because I think he's replying to one of the guys in the comments earlier. Sim said Barada might be banned before he even starts. But I would like to remind Sim that not because he was working as on one of the deals that are in question means he's the guy that signed the checks and responsible. So we have to wait and see if he's complicit.
We have to wait and see. But certainly you would have done your due diligence and reference checks and everything before you hire a senior appointment, Listen
to what Mick is saying there. Because as much as we would trust Manchester United to make mistakes, at the end of the day, you have to look at it like Sir Jim Ratcliffe and is a professional businessman. Whether you like him or not, he's a very astute businessman that got himself to where he is today. So he would have done his due diligence.
But what I'm talking about from a person that plays multiple CEOs in executive search headhunting, part of the overall thing is when you sign an NDA sort of so you can talk about, because it's a high level, right? But as an external headhunter, what you tend to do is to do all the digging possible, so there's no skeletons in the closet. And trust me, companies, when they hire a CEO or CFO or COO, Chief Operating Officer, they do speak to the market 100%. So if there's any skeletons in the closet, make sure that they have a exit clause backed into that employment contract to say, if there's anything, out you go, no problems, right? But as it is, by reports were saying that there is nothing in there, he's not going to be part of it. But anyway, I'm not going to get too giddy until everything is over, right? So people are already talking about, oh, this is best thing that could ever happen. Yes, for now it is, but hold your powder dried until we pass the 2nd of February mark as well, and then we can build and see. Sorry,
100%. No worries, man.
I'm just
it's 100%. Yeah, I agree. And even Pep is a realist, because Pep today was fuming in his press conference yesterday. And I mean, I won't say that he's bitter. I would just say that he's probably like, he knows the capability of Barada, so he understands what he's going to bring to United. And a lot of people might be saying, people think it'd be a snap of the finger. I think it's going to take some time. We have to have patience. That's the one thing we need to have as United fans right now as this process is taking shape.
Cool. A little bit conscious about time. I don't want to drag it off too much. The managers conference is over. Key points was definitely discussing about Jurgen Klopp. There was the breaking news today. They spoke about Barada and the structure, what he expects, and he's so happy to say that I have some support. We talk about Anthony Martial, and you can see that there will not be any signings in the window. You can see the body language, his disappointment, and basically it was counted for Martial to leave, and there'll be no money for the signings. Perhaps I don't know. Nothing about the game at all. Nothing about who's available. All we can understand then, Bayandir will start for sure, 100% in goal, Mark. And who will start on the left? Should we just do this, guys? Let's do this. Let's bring this to the stage while we add it. All right. Can everyone see this? I hope you can. So one thing is clear, that Manchester United will have Bayandir.
Yeah, Bayandir starting.
Yeah. So what do you think we play? A 4-3-2-1 as per usual. We start with Bayandir. Come
I
on.
think it's a four. I think we play 4-3-3. That's the formation that we.
Why it's not my working? Hey, ain't working.
Yeah, use this one.
Okay, you will do one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna close this one off. Sayonara. My web browser is closed. And what you're gonna pull up here? Pull up some trees, please, quickly. Do you have any? Yeah, you have. All right, you already started. Big man, big man, big man. Simpson brother might not be banned after all. So yeah, we read the comments. So yes, Kenny Fan TV saying big up guys. IDK, what the hell, man? I'm still awake. Klopp leaving Liverpool gives me a lot of goosebumps, man. No more City Pool shite either. Yeah, a lot of people are celebrating. So talk to us. This is your 11 now, Mark.
Well, you know, being a realist, I would say it's a good. You know, starting Bayandier's goal is not too bad. You know, if I had my choice with the back four, I say I would start with the left back, and I would put Diego Dallo in the defense.
Yeah, okay. Not Luke Shaw.
No, I would leave Luke Shaw on the bench because I think
Dallo, yeah, he's been.
Yeah, I think he's been better, and at least he's been consistent. You know, I would start with Wan-Bissaka, of course.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I don't know how
and
the
you
chat
will go with
feels about
Licha
that.
and Varane. Licha and Varane, right? You gotta
Of
go
course,
with
Licha and Varane, because they're the best partnership we've had.
The old triangle is back. Mauro Icardi's happy, say Altar Bayandir. Yeah, you know, he's a Galatasaray supporter. Mauro Icardi here as well. 100%. It's so good to have a Galatasaray supporter in our fan community as well. So big up to you. You know, Teşekkür should, what do you call it? What do you say? Are you Turkish? Teşekkür ederim. Yes, thank you so much. Teşekkür ederim. Aydın orada. Okay, let's go. What do we have here?
Well, you know, everyone is saying it. I think it would be good to drop Kobe in there.
Cass. Yeah,
You know
he
what I
will
mean?
play
And
with Casemiro. Yes,
you
I
drop
like
Casemiro here.
I like it. Oh yeah, I love it. I love your
Well,
thoughts.
you know,
And Bruno.
Well, you know, I mean, people might dislike Bruno, but I think this midfield here, this lineup here already speaks volumes for everyone sitting.
Yeah,
It gives you confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And well, you know, of course they're gonna have Marcus Rashford. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna start from the bench. You know, I think
Garnacho.
I think we're gonna have. I think Anthony's gonna start. To be fair, because he scored in the goal in that warm up game recently. I think he's gonna start and hold Hoyland, of course.
Okay. So you definitely think that Anthony will start?
I mean, we could debate. We could find out what you think and what the chat thinks. But at the same time,
I don't think him starting at all. I would say that he will start with Garnacho. 100% on the bench. You probably will see the likes of Amadiallo. 100%. I will see.
Oh, you want to do substitutes as well?
I don't know, man. Substitutes too much. Drop Rashford. What a lot of people saying. I wouldn't play Rashford at all. Like, you know, I fell. I don't. Since that quack, I don't want to see him playing a United shirt again. I'm sorry, mate. I got scarred for life, you know. But that's just my opinion whatsoever. So I like to see Garnacho there, potentially a youthful squad like Garnacho, Hoyland, Anthony. Now we're cooking, right? You know.
Yeah, well, I would like to see this. To be fair, I just feel like Garnacho. He's gonna bring on Garnacho and maybe bring on Ahmad in the second half.
Hey, Mauro Icardi, which is a Galatasaray fan, obviously say my honest opinion is that Altar is the better goalkeeper than Onana. We haven't seen him play, Mauro, so we don't know. So I want to see him play, and I want to see him getting minutes because that solves us a little bit of if we have the kilometers. So that is actually your finished article and lineup. This is the way you would line up, Mark, right?
Well, if I had my way, yeah, this is the way I would start.
Oh no, but this is your 11th, okay. You think this will be it according to your opinion? This is your 11th, though. I agree then. All right, so Mark has gone with Altar Bayandir in goal, 100%. Ten Hag confirmed him. Diego Dallo. Martinez, Varane, and Wan-Bissaka. Solid back four with a midfield of Kobe Mainoo, Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes. What a mouth prospect in midfield. Well, this is a little bit youthful up front. We're talking about Alejandro Garnacho to the left, Højlund and Anthony. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this lineup. I think it's a good one. Definitely be. But at the end of the day, guys, we are not the one picking the team. We're just playing fantasy football here. But we should beat this game. Yeah, we should have it.
To be fair, the only reason I didn't put Ahmad to start is because I know the last game he wasn't available because he was ill, and I would like to see him play. So I would say give him the last 40 minutes of the game, let him do what he can.
Big up Stephanie Griffith. 100% she agrees. A little bit, but Garnacho, Højlund, Ahmad. I like that too. Garnacho, Højlund, Ahmad. This team will be too much for Newport. Yeah. But we should never underestimate. Yeah, we should beat him, right? This is a perfect 11 according to Kenny Fan TV, what he's saying. He agrees. But, either way, you can sort of put, instead of Anthony, you can put in Amad Diallo there. And I agree with that because Pelistri is not going to be available. So I would like to see an Ahmad in there. So let me see. Put in Ahmad in there. Diablo. Yeah, they were cooking. Now we are cooking. We change it so we have a youthful up front. Garnacho, Højlund, and Amad Diallo. Let us know in the chat what you think. I think it's a perfect one. It's Newport after all. We shouldn't underestimate Newport. I want to hear your score predictions, guys. Should we not jinx it? Should we jinx it? What do you reckon?
I mean, as much as I think that I think we're gonna definitely win the game. Bayandir's first game, I've seen him play. I've seen him play a few games. I think he's gonna do well in goal. Might concede, so I'd say maybe 4-1, 5-1, something like that.
League 2, I expect. I see Ramos, DG Superfight saying 7-1. My God, I'm not going to jinx it. We always, on this channel, we leave it to the footballing gods because I stopped predicting. League 2 side, I expect 7-0. Hopefully, a clean sheet for Altai. That would be something, a clean sheet. Guys, here, do you want me to modify it? Because I don't believe it's going to be a 0-0 whatsoever. You see something bigger than that? 5-0, 5-1. I don't think we're going to score more than 5-0 in that case, Mark.
I think it's going to be a big scoreline, Mick. I beg to differ because, I feel like the amount of rest these guys have had, they're going to be fresh. You know what I mean? Especially Garnacho. Garnacho needed some rest. He's been playing a lot of football, and I think now he's going to be back roaring.
All right, so I don't believe... I don't think we're going to surpass more than 5 goals in this game. So the Bucks got to stop somewhere. I have 1-0, 1-1, 2-0, 2-2, 3-1, 3-0, and Ruby Classic is 3-1, as you all know. 4-1, 4-0, 4-1. Perhaps it would be a 4-1. I believe it's going to be a 4-1. But I don't want Alta Bayandir to let one in. And looks like we're going to start a good defensive line with Licha and Varane. So, 5-0 is a possibility, guys. Get your bets in right now, because we're going to spill the wheel of fortune. The footballing gods is going to decide. Mark, what do you say? Spin the wheel, Fanny. Is what was your bets, Mark? Let us know.
I say more like a 4-1, 5-1, something of that nature. So I'd bet on the 4-1.
4-1. Okay, I always go Ruby Classic 3-1, but this time, okay, I'm with you then. 4-1.
Stephanie picks 3-0.
3-0.
Drax is saying 2-0.
I want 3-0. 5. Okay, damn it. Hell with it. I go 5-0. Let's go, guys. Let's spin the wheel. Let's go. 5-0 to United. 5-0 to United. Come on, it's going to be a Ruby Classic. I know it's going to be. Oh shit, 4-0. We said 4-0, didn't we? We said 4-0.
4-0 is not a bad shout.
Yeah, listen. Footballing gods has spoken. Spin the wheel comes what we said. 4-0 to Manchester United. It's going to be a high-scoring goal. Who is going to score? Højlund hat-trick incoming, perhaps. Who will score? 4-0 is good, but Kenny Fan TV is saying, guys. Anyway,
I'm betting on Anthony to open the scoring if he starts. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, anyway. Come on, guys. Come on, United, please. That was the last bit that we did on this show. We predicted the scoreline. Actually, we didn't. It was the footballing gods. 4-0. Guys, 4-1. What's Ramo saying? 4-0 is good, but Kenny Fan TV's Yeah, Mario Icardi, you were close. Mario came in with 5-0, according to his opinion as well. Ramo, 4-1. Yeah, 4-0 is good. Mark, listen, get ready for tonight, because tonight is going to be the blockbuster. Nobody expected Jurgen Klopp to resign. Looks like it's more that stress-related anxiety. He's out of energy. But what Ten Hag said, what did he say?
Eras come to an end. Eras come to an end at some time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Guys, tune in for this show later on tonight, 8 p.m. UK time. Pencil that in. Please don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification button, search up that video stream, because we are going to cook tonight, 8 p.m. UK time. Will you be awake? Will you brew your popcorn? Will you have your brew? Will you have your glass of wine? It is showtime. It is the Friday night blockbuster. But this has been Mick Ruby here, the M and M. Where are you? There. This one. The cross-eyed twin.
Smash the like buttons at the same time, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. You know, it helps the channel a lot. And keep chatting. Leave some comments in the non-live section. Leave your opinions on what you think about, you know, Eric Ten Hag's press conference, his reactions to some of the questions. I think a lot of people might have still other opinions on what they read from the game. Leave it in the comments. We'll read them out later in the show. And Mick is definitely going to reply to each comment on the stream.
100%, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. Thanks for all the contributions. See you latest tonight. Don't forget, 8 p.m. Big up for all of you. Glory, glory, Manchester United, and salty Liverpool tears. Goodbye. That's all.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.